Shri Krishna Chaitanya Bhagavan
Okay. I chant a little bit, just for a minute. I have interruptions here too. There's an airport down the street. They never know when one of those loud planes is. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Bhaj Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Bhaj Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Okay, I'm going to put the chat section up so that if something happens to the audio, you will check it. Try it. Okay? If something can't hear me and I can't hear you, check the chat over on the side here.
Mataji, shall I read?
Yes. I'll find it.
After hearing Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna accepted Krishna as Parabrahma, the Supreme Brahman. Every living being is Brahman, but the Supreme Living Being or the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Brahman. Param Dhama means that he is the supreme rest or adobe of everything. Pavitram means that he is pure, untainted by material contamination. Purusham means that he is the supreme enjoyer. Shashvatam, eternal. Divyam, transcendental. Adidevam, the original supreme personality of God. Ajam, the unborn. And Vibhun, the greatest. Now one may think that because Krishna was the friend of Arjuna, Arjuna was telling him all this by way of flattery. But Arjuna, just to drive out this kind of doubt from the minds of the readers of Bhagavad Gita, substantiates these praises in the next verse when he says that Krishna is accepted as Supreme Personality of Godhead not only by himself but by the authorities like Narada, Asita, Devala and Vyasadeva. These are great personalities who distribute the Vedic knowledge as it is accepted by all acharyas. Therefore Arjuna tells Krishna that he accepts whatever he says to be completely perfect. Sarvam etat utam tvamihe. I accept everything you say to be true. Arjuna also says that the personality of Lord is very difficult to understand and that he cannot be known even by the great demigods. This means that the Lord cannot be known by personalities greater than human beings. So how can a human being understand Lord Krishna without becoming his devotee? Therefore, Bhagavad Gita should be taken up in the spirit of devotion. One should not think that he is equal to Krishna, nor should he think that Krishna is an ordinary personality or even a very great personality. Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So according to the statements of Bhagavad Gita or the statement of Arjuna, the person who is trying to understand the Bhagavad Gita, we should at least theoretically accept Sri Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. And with that submissive spirit, we can understand the Bhagavad Gita. Unless one reads the Bhagavad Gita with submissive spirit, it is very difficult to understand Bhagavad Gita because it is a great mystery. Just what is the Bhagavad Gita? The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to deliver mankind from the designs of material existence. Every man is difficult. Every man is in difficulty in so many ways, as Arjuna also was in difficulty in having to fight the battle of Kurukshetra. Arjuna surrendered unto Sri Krishna, and consequently this Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Not only Arjuna, but every one of us is full of anxieties because of this material existence. Our very existence is in the atmosphere of non-existence. Very good. Actually, we are not meant to be threatened by non-existence. Our existence is eternal, but somehow or the other, we are put into asat. Asat refers to that which does not exist. Of so many human beings who are suffering, there are a few who are actually inquiring about their position as to what they are, why they are put into this awkward position, and so on. Unless one is awakened to this position of questioning his suffering, unless he realizes that he doesn't he doesn't want suffering, but rather wants to make a solution to all suffering, then one is not to be considered as a perfect human being. Humanity begins when this sort of inquiry is awake in one's mind. In the Brahma Sutra, this inquiry is called Brahma Jignasa. Atato Brahma Jignasa. Every activity of human being is to be considered a failure unless he inquires about the nature of the Absolute. Therefore, those who begin to question why they are suffering or where they came from and where they shall go after death are proper students for understanding Bhagavad Gita. Those who begin to question why they are suffering or where they came from and where they shall go after death are proper students of understanding Bhagavad Gita. The sincere student should also have a firm respect to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a student was Arjuna. Lord Krishna descends specially to re-establish the real purpose of life when man forgets that purpose. Even then, out of many human beings who awaken, there may be one who actually enters the spirit of understanding his position, and for him this Bhagavad Gita is spoken. Actually, we are all swallowed by the tigress of nescience, but the Lord is very merciful upon living entities, especially human beings. To this end, he spoke Bhagavad Gita, making his friend Arjuna his student. Being an associate of Lord Krishna, Arjuna was above all ignorance, but Arjuna was put into ignorance on the battlefield of Kurukshetra just to question Lord Krishna about the problems of life, so that Lord could explain them for the benefit of future generations of human beings and chalk out the plan of life. Then man could act accordingly and perfect the mission of human life. The subject of Bhagavad Gita entails the comprehension of 5 basic truths. First of all, the science of God is explained, and then the constitutional position of living entities, jivas. There is Ishvara, which means the controller, and there are jivas, the living entities which are controlled. If a living entity says that he is not controlled, but that he is free, then he is insane. The living being is controlled in every respect, at least in his conditioned life. So in the Bhagavad Gita, the subject matters deal with the Ishvara, the supreme controller, and the jivas, the controlled living entities, Prakriti, material nature, and time, the duration of existence of the whole universe or the manifestation of material nature, and karma, activity, are also discussed. The cosmic manifestation is full of different activities. All living entities are engaged in different activities. From Bhagavad Gita, we must learn what bodies, what the living entities are, what Prakriti is, what the cosmic manifestation is, how it is controlled by time, and what the activities of the living entities are. From the Bhagavad Gita, we must learn what God is, what the living entities are, what Prakriti is, what the cosmic manifestation is, how it is controlled by time, and what the activities of living entities are. Out of these 5 basic subject matters in Bhagavad Gita, it is established that Supreme Godhead, or Krishna, or Brahman, or Supreme Controller, or Paramatma, you may use whatever name you like, he is the greatest of all. The living beings are in quality like the Supreme Controller. For instance, the Lord has control over the universal affairs of material nature, as will be explained in the later chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Material nature is not independent. She is acting under the directions of the Supreme Lord. As Lord Krishna says, Maya Dikshena Prakriti Suyate Sa Characharam. This material world, this material nature is working under my direction. Then we see wonderful things happening in the cosmic manifestation. We should know that behind this cosmic manifestation there is a controller. Nothing could be manifested without being controlled. It is childish or not to consider the controller. For instance, a child may think that An automobile is quite wonderful to be able to run without a horse or other animal pulling it. But a sane man knows that the nature of the automobile's engineering arrangement. He always knows that behind the machine, behind the machinery, there is a man, a driver. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the driver under whose direction everything is working. Now the jivas or the living entities have been accepted by the Lord as well as we will note in the later chapters as his parts and parcels. A particle of gold is also gold. A drop of water from the ocean is also salty. And similarly, with the living entities being a part and parcel of the Lord, the Supreme Controller, Ishvara or Bhagavan, Lord Sri Krishna have all the qualities of Supreme Lord in minute quantity. Because we are minute Ishvaras, subordinate Ishvaras, we are trying to control nature as presently we are trying to control space of planets, and this tendency to control is there because it is in Krishna. But although we have a tendency to lord it over material nature, we should know that we are not the supreme controller. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Mataji, will you give me a minute? I'll just go outside and come.
I love the way you read, by the way. You read very nicely.
I was admired by your style, Mataji.
Now,
Your reading is so sweet. Your reading is so sweet. My brother was telling. I actually saw the first video. He was telling, oh, she reads so sweetly. Your voice is like some nectar and honey. Beautiful voice, Mataji.
some people read, it's painful to hear. They just go, da 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 da. Don't do that.
Mataji, now it is fine, pretty fine now. Your voice is pretty clear.
So we're okay now?
Yes, I'm fine. Now I can hear your voice perfectly.
Yeah, it sounds good. You sound better too. All the static is gone. You sound very clear. Nice. You did something.
I just messed up and I don't think I put off the Wi-Fi in one phone. That's what I did. It was taking some signals.
So there's too much going on at once.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to continue? You want me to read?
It's your wish, Mother. If you want me to read, I'll read it.
Okay.
Anyway, it's fine.
I'm not sure where we are because we did all of this and then my bookmark fell out. So.
I'll read, Mother.
Okay, I'll find it. You start reading. Good.
What is material nature? This is also explained in Gita as inferior prakriti, inferior nature. The living entity is explained as the superior prakriti. Prakriti is always under the control, whether inferior or superior. Prakriti is female and she is controlled by the Lord, just as the activity of wife are controlled by the husband. Prakriti is always subordinate, predominated by the Lord, who is predominator. The living entities are material and the living entities and material nature are both predominated, controlled by the Supreme Lord. According to the Gita, the living entities, although parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, are to be considered Prakriti. This is clearly mentioned in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Ape aparayam itastva अन्यां प्रकृतिं विधि में परां जीवभूतम्. This material nature is my inferior prakriti, but beyond this is another prakriti, jiva bhutam, the living entities. This material nature is my inferior prakriti, But beyond this is another Prakriti, Jivas Bhutam, the living entities. Material nature itself is constituted by three qualities: the mode of goodness, the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance. Above these modes, there is eternal time, and by a combination of these modes of nature and under the control and purview of eternal time, there are activities which are called karma. These activities are being carried out from time immemorial, and if and we are suffering and enjoying the fruits of our activities. For instance, suppose I'm a businessman and have worked very hard with intelligence and have amassed a great bank balance, then I am an enjoyer. But then but then say I have lost all my money in business, then I am the sufferer. Similarly, every field of life, we enjoy the results of our work or we suffer the results. This is called karma. Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, Jiva, the Lord, the living entity, Prakriti, nature, Kala, eternal time, karma, activity are explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Out of these five, the Lord, the living entities, material nature, and time are eternal. The Lord, the living entities, material nature, and time are eternal. The manifestation of Prakriti may be temporary, but it is not false. The material nature is not false, Mataji.
No, no. It's not what we think it is. That's the problem.
Like it is, it is non-existence, no Mataji. It is Maya, na?
It's something. It's not that it doesn't exist. It does exist. But what the nature of it is illusory.
It is
So,
not what we see.
yes, we think it's something else. We think it has substance. It's illusory energy. That's the basic nature of it, is illusion. The Lord has a lot of different potencies, and one of them is illusion. He has another potency. Remembrance is also an energy of his. Forgetfulness is an energy. And illusion, these are energies he has because he's pure consciousness. So part of pure consciousness, he has these energies. So illusion means it exists, but we don't see that it's an illusion. It's not that it doesn't exist, it does, but it's not what we think it is. I don't know if that helps, but so
Mataji, an example.
uh, well, the Mayavadis, they say it doesn't exist at all. All there is Supreme Brahman, and that it doesn't exist at all. But it does exist. It's what one example? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Give an example. I don't know. Okay, it's hard to find them, but I'm thinking I'm remembering one that may relate to it. It's like the moon is in the sky, and the child wants the moon, and he's inconsolable. He's just putting up a fuss, can't be calmed down. He wants that. So an arrangement is made with some water, pot of water, and you say, "Oh, here's the moon. It's in the reflection." So it's really just water. It's material energy, but it looks like the moon because it's reflecting into it. And so maybe the child is a little satisfied. Oh, I have the moon in this pot of water. So the energy is there, the water is there, but it's not the moon. So the material nature is like that. It's there, it's energy. earth, air, fire, water, ether, mind, intelligence, then the false ego. And it appears to be something else. But that's all it ever is. It's never conscious, real energy. But it appears that it has consciousness.
It is an illusion energy, Mataji. Am I
Yes.
right? Like I have, while you were saying, I was thinking, I got some other example also. One more example is that we use a magnifying glass for burning something to sunlight, but it actually generates some temperature and actually burns the thing. But the temperature generated is not equal to the sun's temperature. The
Oh,
sun's temperature is so much, very, 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 very high. So whatever is being reflected here is just a small part of, not even a small part. It is an infinitesimal part of what actual energies the sun possesses.
I've never heard that. But it's very nice. It's very nice. Thank you. I put that in my little bag.
Harry
And
Bol.
pull it out when I need it. That's nice. I like it. So there's some little bit of, yeah. Oh, I like the drop of seawater, but it's not the ocean.
Yes.
Well, a similar quality. Yeah. Quality, not quantity. That's like the spirit soul. It's the same quality, not quantity. And it's easily bewildered. You can get bewildered very easily.
Mataji, then can we say that Lord Rama is material manifestation of Lord Sri Krishna? Because Lord Rama is not as powerful as Lord Sri Krishna, right? Just to make the Leela happen, he has just diminished his powers and came in the form of Rama. Can we say that he is a material manifestation?
The way I've always heard it is that Krishna is like the original candle. You have one candle and the fire is there, and then you have another candle and you light it. Now they're both candles. They're both the same. They both have the same potency. This is the original candle. And then this candle is now lit. This is the Vishnu expansions. I was just reading recently, and I was really happy to find it, that Krishna is the original source. Everything comes from Krishna. Even the incarnations and the expansions are related to Krishna through service. So Balaram, he's like the other candle is lit. He has the same potency, but his relationship to the source, which is Krishna, is one of service. It's Krishna's older brother. He's watching out for Krishna. It always comes back to Krishna. But Balaram is Krishna. He's a Vishnu expansion. And so he's like that candle. He's just like Krishna. He has that potency. It gets into the Chinta Beta Veda Tattva. This is this line of succession is the Chinta Beta Veda crowd. Simultaneous oneness and difference. It's inconceivable. So
Then what about Mataji? Then what about Radha Devi? Radha Devi is eternal consort of Sri Krishna.
she's
But
another type of energy. She's a
but
different
who
type.
is Radha Devi?
She's not a Vishnu. She's not a Vishnu expansion. She's a different type of energy. She's the, I think the Ladini Shakti is the word. She's the devotional energy. She has a lot of potencies, different potencies. She's not Vishnu, Tattva. Shakti Tattva. I don't know, I'm throwing words around. I'm not sure, but the concept I try to hold on to. But what was the question for Radharani?
Radharani is eternal consort of Krishna.
Yes.
Is Radharani created by Krishna?
She's
Like we are.
expanded from Krishna. She's Krishna's energy, one of Krishna's energies. He's pleasure potency. he has illusory energy, he has remembering energy, he has forgetfulness energy, he has expansions. They're all his, coming from him, different types of things coming from him. So she's, when he's pleasure pose.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And then she expands.
Mataji, a second. Mataji, a second. 1 second. 1 second. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. A little bit of technical difficulties in India. So we're waiting for devotee to fix the technical difficulties. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Spiritual world is definitely better facility for serving Krishna. Always something. That's why it's kind of like chanting Hare Krishna is the buffer music. When they have these radio broadcasts and they go through different things and they'll put the buffer music on. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ke Prabhu Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, we're good. That worked. Yeah, I'm learning how to use this too, and sometimes I push the wrong button and I don't even know what it'll do. And so we're good. So, where were we? What were we?
Mataji?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, today anyone did not turn up except for me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
And
they were very enthusiastic yesterday. They went for like 2 hours, and
yeah, I don't know.
But they have difficulties on their end too. One of the Matajis, her computer, she lost her hard drive yesterday. So she's trying to figure out how to get back on. And the other Mataji, I don't know, maybe the people have difficulties, So I think there'll be.
As I'm doing some kind of spying in my house, I'm doing some secret. I'm making this all secretly. I'm always afraid when my father will knock my door and tell me to come outside. Today, Krishna's mercy, Mataji. Today, someone since 5 o'clock, someone was there in my house, so I could plan like that. Mataji, when did you meet Prabhupada?
First time?
Yes.
First time?
No,
Nin-
before that we were not devotee right then.
In 1969, first time I saw him. I was
How are
with
you motivated? How
a
are you
friend.
motivated to Krishna consciousness?
Hmm? When did I join to begin
How are you
practice?
motivated? Yeah. How are you motivated to Krishna consciousness, Mataji?
Little bit, different things. I was finding little things, and they began to build up to a point where I reached a point where I wanted to go see what it was. But there was a lot of little things. Allen Ginsberg, the poet that Prabhupada was cultivating, Allen Ginsberg in New York City, he came to my college and he chanted Hare Krishna with a little triangle before he read it. His poems were all nonsense, the disgusting poems. But he chanted Hare Krishna before he spoke to the students. And something happened to me. Yeah. I went into like a trance, First time it ever happened to me. I was like a trance. And I was looking around and I was like, isn't anybody else experiencing this? And it was chills and I was like stunned, because he'd been with Prabhupada. Prabhupada gave him Hare Krishna mantra, and so he had some potency, and because he was from Prabhupada. And everybody was just sitting there like, oh my God, what's happening to me? I must be crazy. I must be crazy. So like that, and then I had a friend who wanted to go hear a Swami from India was going to speak at MIT. I was in Boston, and I didn't want to go. I said, no, I want to go to the movies and eat popcorn. I don't want to go some Swami at the college. I don't want that. But he wanted to go, so we went, and I couldn't understand a word. It was mostly Indian students. It was very hot. We arrived late. We were in the back of the room with the shoes. Oh, smell. With the shoes, But he wanted to stay, so I stayed. And then he asked a question. After Prabhupada spoke, he asked a question. And Prabhupada didn't answer it. He said, I already talked about that in my talk. And then he put somebody else's question. And he asked about impersonalism and personalism. And Prabhupada said, I've already discussed that. Is there anything else? But as Prabhupada was leaving, he was sitting on the teacher's desk. They made it like a Vyasasana with a cushion. He was sitting elevated on the desk. And most of the people were sitting in the student chairs. And we were on the floor way in the back somewhere. And as Prabhupada was leaving, he turned around. Oh, actually, when I saw him, I thought, oh my God, he doesn't have any bones.
Mataji, what?
He doesn't have any bones. Because he was so fluid and graceful in his motion. He wasn't walking, he was gliding. And I'd never seen anybody that carried themselves like that before. So graceful, like a swan on the water. And seeing him was like, I'm hallucinating, right? Yet he was so graceful, I thought, he doesn't have any bones. There's nothing harsh about him. He's fluid. He's dynamic and fluid. It was amazing. But as he was leaving, he turned around because my friend had asked a question, and Prabhupada was looking for disciples, and he gave my friend a very searching stare, very penetrating look. Like, you asked me a question. Are you possibly going to be my disciple? You asked a question.
To you.
To my friend. But my friend didn't see it. My friend was down tying his shoes, and he was all spaced out. He didn't see it. But I got the glance. I got the look, the penetrating look. And again, I was stunned. And I said to my friend, I said, look, he's looking at you. Come on, stop doing your shoes. Take a look. But it was too late. I got the glance. I got the look. So I was getting a lot of little things like that coming in contact over a period of a couple years. A lot of little things like that. And they added up. I got a little booklet, and then another time I heard something on the radio, the Govinda chant that Prabhupada liked so much from Yamuna, disciple Yamuna. Little things, until eventually I said, all right, I have to go see this. There was a temple there, and then I didn't
Where,
leave.
Mataji?
I walked in the door, I stayed, that was it.
Which city, Mataji? Which city?
In Boston. It was in Boston, the old temple.
I read about this in Hare Krishna Explosion.
Yeah, the devotees
Hare
all
Krishna.
have their stories. Everyone has their stories, and they're all beautiful because of Prabhupada. Yeah, they're all exciting.
I offer my humble obeisances to your eyes who have seen Prabhupada.
It was just
And
an
his
accident.
body to be present there, Mataji.
It was just an accident. Prabhupada was here somehow or other, like, a fly that wandered in the window. I
You
wandered.
must be you are so lucky, Mataji. You are very, very lucky.
Yeah.
You are in the time when Prabhupada was there at America. I was hardly born at that time.
You weren't even born. You were not here yet. You were getting
No,
ready to come here because you knew there was a movement going on. You wanted to be part of it. You made some progress in your past life because you can't just pick it up. You have to have some progress in your past life. So, yeah. So
you're just like my grandmother. My grandmother just looks like you. Though she is an Indian, she is almost nearly. Her complexion is very similar to you, and she almost looks like you. But she doesn't have a good tooth set like you. But she is very, very. She almost looks like you. I miss her, and now I'm seeing you in her.
what a compliment. Thank you so much. It's such a compliment. She's not here because she's just in a different place or she's gone.
She's gone.
You had
She
some.
was a very good devotee of Krishna. I told you, no? She
Yeah.
she always wanted us to do Krishnastami every year. She sang many songs, and her father was a very good Vaishnava. He died on Janmashtami, and Janmashtami chanting Hare Krishna, chanting. After doing the bhajan, immediately he died.
Hare Krishna. Wow.
That gives me goosebumps all the time I speak about it.
Mm.
It is
He's given you something.
there is really good mercy of Chaitanya.
He's given you a little seed. He gave you something.
Yes. One thing I have realized: once person coming to know about Krishna can never leave Krishna, and if he wants to leave Krishna, he feels a lot guilty, like he is doing some murder or some kind of theft or something. Because it's a very powerful driving force in the world. Krishna is so attractive.
Yeah, a lot of
Though
devotees who come like that and they get something and then they decide, no, I don't want Krishna. They get angry because they can't forget Krishna. They want to forget Krishna, but now they can't because they engaged in some devotional service. They want to go out in the world, and then they get angry. I was brainwashed.
it is
Because they
impossible
can't.
to forget Krishna. It is impossible. You can never forget Krishna.
No.
Because it is very hard to forget Krishna, because there is no better happiness. Is what you expect. Like, I am talking with you. There is no better conversation I had previously. I had similar conversation with devotees, but none of them are parallel to the present conversations which I have with my friends. In fact, that conversations which I have with my friends are so deteriorating. They pull me down. Like, I enjoyed my solitude when I'm chanting Hare Krishna in my holidays, but the time I entered my college, again the whole stuff starts.
Hare Krishna. There's nothing else we can do except keep trying to become more and more Krishna conscious, and Krishna will help us.
Mataji, I want to send I want to send you a video which my devotee friend sent me. My god brother, actually, he's my friend. He studies in the same college. Uh, I was feeling like one day I was not making much progress. He sent me a video. It was very motivational. I want you to keep it online. from your side, because
Can you
more
put it?
people will be watching it.
Can you put
I'll
it?
send it.
Facebook is good. There's more people on, more devotees on Facebook. There's more devotees there. Can you put it
Yes,
on?
Mataji. I'll put it on Facebook, and you watch it and you then share it, because from your side it will be a great, you know, it's like it goes like this. It's like bamboo trees. The moment they are sown, a lot of water is poured for them on many for many years, for 6 years, 6 years. On the sixth year, a small sapling comes out of the ground, and within 6 months, it grows very tall. It goes some I don't know exact number, some in hundreds of meters high in just 6 months. And 6 years, it did not show anything, but in 6 months, it's just gone so high into the sky, starting from a sapling. So even if one day the person who is watering the plant did not water it, it could not have grown this big. And what he was doing for the 6 years is he was making the roots ready for holding such a huge structure, such a huge length of the tree. So that's what it was, very motivational. Like anything what we do, it will not go in vain. It's just making us feel stronger for what's to come in future.
Mm, mm.
That's what I understood from that video. It's a very motivational video.
Yes. You know, you've given me a lot today by sharing, like this in Krishna consciousness. And the other thing about the magnifying glass, that's also good. And now this bamboo is also very nice. Thank you.
And
I'm
these
giving
things are just coming out because of the presence of you. It does not just come like that. It comes in the presence of a devotee, great Vaishnava like you, Mataji. Because only in the presence of a pure Vaishnava, a person can purely speak from his heart without any contamination. Otherwise, there is a lot of acting to do in this world. There is a lot of acting to do, because
Mm,
you
mm.
have to act in front of your mother, you have to act in front of your brother, you have to act in front of your father, your
Yes,
friends, your teachers, while
different
getting some.
roles to play, and what the other people expect of you. You'll have to. They don't understand
Yes,
if you don't play the role. They look at you like
yes.
they don't know what it is.
But in front of a pure Vaishnava, the more pure you present yourself, the more best the conversation will be. The more you can grab, the more you can enjoy, the more you can feel that ecstasy, the more you can feel the pleasure. That's what I'm experiencing. I'm not even looking at the time. I don't know. I have been sitting here for past 1.5 hours, I guess. And
Thank you.
Krishna is so protective. He's not allowing my father to come inside today. Hare Krishna.
What you're expressing about what we experience in the association of the pure heart devotees who just want Krishna, to please Krishna, to remember Krishna, glorify Krishna. I I feel that in your presence. I feel that, and when you're reading, I hear that. It's very nice. In Prabhupada, I was seeing what Srila Prabhupada has done is he's opened it up for all the Vaishnavas. He's opened up Krishna consciousness for everyone. He's opened it up so that we can do this. He's opened it up. The treasure house of Lord Chaitanya's mercy, he's opened it up. Huh?
Yes.
This is great. This is the great miracle, so that we have access. Otherwise, we wouldn't have access.
It's all divine grace, Mataji. It's all grace of Krishna that I can, like, within a few days, I was able to get into a video call with you within a few days, just one or two maximum.
And
I guess
now,
the second day,
it's like I know you forever already. It's like
yeah. And one more thing I feel, Mataji, that these relationships in this world are not like uh, not the true relationships. The father, mother, brother. These relationships are not true relationships.
no.
The Vaishnava relationships among the devotees, which the relationships are, then they are permanent because they are eternal. They were always present in the presence of Krishna.
Mm.
So that's what I understand. Like it is, relationships are just to make us comfortable in this material world because Krishna doesn't want us to be sad in this material world. That's what I think.
Provide some
Just to make us
facility.
comfortable.
It's a facility for. It provides like a little background to work from to go higher. It's like a little the facility. You're saying about mother and father. That's the sixth canto, Bhagavatam, uh, Chitraketu. I think it's Chitraketu. Yeah, he was a king who, you know the pastime? The Chitraketu, sixth canto? He,
Momotaji, I have never come across Bhagavatam, but I have heard a lot of stories.
mm, Gita and Bhagavatam are very important. And also, you got a lot of reading to do.
Yes, Mataji, so much reading.
Yeah. Chitraketu and he had several queens. He was a king. But none of them could bear any children. And he was in total anxiety because who's he going to pass the kingdom to? He doesn't have any children. So they went to a sage and they said, "Can you help us? It's terrible. I don't know what to do. I can't do my service, no children." And the sage gave him some special prasadam. He said, "Give this to your queen, and you will have a son, but he will be the cause of great happiness and also great distress." So he didn't hear the distress part. All he heard was, "You're going to have a son." So the queen took the prasadam and she conceived a child. The child was born. Everyone was so happy. Oh, boy, this is wonderful. But what happened was Chitraketu became attached to that queen, and he was neglecting his other wives. And they couldn't stand it anymore. They were becoming so envious, and they couldn't stand it. So they actually poisoned the child in their envy and their anger. Poisoned the baby. So at that point, everyone's grieving. Oh, so it was great happiness and oh, great distress. So Narada Muni arrived. Who else? Narada. And he called the child back from Yamaraj, the soul back. The child became alive again. He sat up. And Narada, he wanted to enlighten Chitraketu and he said, "So now you're here with your mother and father again." The child said, "Mother and father? Which mother and father? I've had so many. I've been traveling through so many species of life. I've had so many mothers and fathers. Which ones?" I like that so much, because I see my father and I say, "Oh, yes, you're my father." And I always was telling him, "You're the best father I've ever had." And he looks at me like he doesn't know what I'm talking about. And I'm thinking, because you're probably going to be the last one, hopefully. Always save the best for last.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, super. That's awesome. That's the best logic actually. Fine. Yeah. I don't. I am also looking forward to see the same expression in my life, so that I am assured a ticket to Goloka Vrindavan. I want to be with Krishna. I want to share one of my experiences, Mataji. I was at Pandaripur, Lord Pandurang's place, and not a long while back. It was 1.5 1 month back, maybe. Yeah, it is 1 month back, and it was a huge queue complex, very huge queue complex. We were so lucky. ISKCON Pandharipur ashram. We had prasadam at 10:30 in the morning. That was so, it is not a proper time for lunch, right? So I it is prasadam. So I love eating prasadam so much. If I normally eat 1 cup, I eat 10 cups over there. So I eat a lot of prasadam. I ate it, and afterwards, I was there in the queue complex for 7 hours. 7 hours. and I was accompanied by a group of 8 old ladies. They were singing uh, Vital Kirtan all the time. They were like rather they were like Gopikas escorting us to make us forget that we are our legs are paining and we are standing in a line for so long time. They were singing kirtan and I was also singing kirtan, and afterwards and after completing all the queue and at the end, just before leaving the queue complex, there were a group of devotees, Hare Krishna devotees, ISKCON people. They were also there in the kirtan. I also I enjoyed kirtan with them. They also did the kirtan, and afterwards I was entering the temple. I never saw Pandari, and just that day morning, I came to know who is Pandarinath. Okay, okay, by Loknath Swami. Like Loknath Swami, some
Oh,
kind of essay he
Lokanath
wrote.
Swami. So nice devotee, Lokanath. So nice.
He
Nice.
he wrote an essay.
You saw Lokanath Swami? You had darshan? You saw him? Lokanath Swami?
No, no,
No.
no. Just before the day, I was just on the day, early morning of the day, I was going to Pandharpur. I don't like to go to a strange place without knowing anything about that place.
Mhm.
So I read about Pandharpur. Like it is written that Lord came to Lord was standing outside, and his devotee was serving his parents, and the devotee gave a stone, not a stone, like a brick to stand upon, to rest upon, and Lord Vithala was standing like that, and became Shila. That's what I understood. Complete thing is that I'm still waiting for devotees to come and see me. I want to meet all my like I want to meet all my uh, friends, all like everyone, like we are like human beings, all his creations,
The deity.
and
You saw this in
yeah,
the.
all his parts and parcels.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for you.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the moment I went inside, I was saying, I don't know, some beautiful kirtan just came into my mouth. I was saying Vitala Panduranga, Vitala Panduranga, Vitala Panduranga. I don't know, I cannot reproduce it now. But beautiful kirtan. I was like, it was like from my mouth, the sound of Mridanga is coming, sound of Kartals is coming, everything is coming. I was into ecstasy. I was really into ecstasy. It's that. Outside the temple, I was asking, Vitala, please take me. I want to come with you. The moment I saw him, like that was the first time I touched the deities. That's the first time I actually touched any deity. Before I had actually touched Prabhupada's feet, Prabhupada's statue, and
Okay.
that was the first time I actually I was able to hug him so that, but the people pulled me out. But that was the most ecstatic experience I ever had. Lot,
Krishna
lot,
revealed
but
himself in. That's an incarnation.
it's
The deity is Krishna incarnated in that way.
so
He
merciful.
revealed himself to you through that incarnation. He revealed that.
That's the best experience I ever had. And near my home, there is a place. There is the Sri Kurnam, the only tortoise, like three kurma, the only place in the whole world to have a kurma deity.
Oh.
Yeah, there are footprints of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati or Bhakti Vinod Thakur. There, you can actually touch that,
Mm.
feel that, do everything with that. That's
Mm.
the second best one. Like these experiences, whenever I talk about them, I just feel so much ecstasy, so much ecstasy. I wanted to share it with you. I
Thank
shared
you.
it with
I felt like I was there with your experience. Thank you. That's nice. I also could appreciate what you were saying. I appreciate it.
Mataji.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
getting a little late, so maybe we'll
yes, Mataji. Yeah.
wind up.
A small kirtan and well, they'll shut it down.
Okay,
You'll sing it, Mataji.
you can sing quietly. You don't need to make drums and kartals. You can chant a little bit. No? Or you want me to? What do you want?
Either way, Mataji. If you want me to sing, I'll sing.
Yeah, just to end out a little bit. Doesn't have to be loud.
Bhaj ko rang, kah ko rang, লহরাগের নাবরে জয় জন গৌরাঙ্গ বাজে সে হয় আমার প্রাণ রে গৌরাঙ্গ বলিয়া তুই বাহু তুলিয়া গৌরাঙ্গ